This is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. The time is 6 o'clock on October 10th. Happy Friday Eve. I'm Madison Pergram, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News This Morning. And it is Thursday, but the weekend is approaching. But let's go to meteorologist Kelly McShane. For those people that do have some fun fall plans, is it going to be looking good for them?
I think it's going to be looking mostly good heading into this weekend, so I'm very excited for it. But as far as this morning goes, we are off to not too bad of a start. We're just looking at a little bit of patchy fog throughout the region, but that's thanks to clear skies that we did see overnight. You can see that here on satellite and radar. Just a few passing clouds overall, but those clear skies did allow for some fog to settle in overnight. So we are dealing with that this morning, especially into the Cumberland Valley. So like I keep saying this morning, just take it easy on the roads, be very careful, and give yourself about 5 extra minutes, especially through those valley regions. Over towards Whitesburg, though, not looking at too much fog. You can see it a little bit in the distance, but overall a pretty calm start for folks in Letcher County. And those temperatures heading out the door this morning, grab that jacket as you walk out the door because we are in the 50s this morning, so it is feeling a little bit on the chilly side this morning, feeling just like a nice fall morning. And heading into this afternoon is going to be a beautiful day. I'll have those details as well as your weekend forecast here in just a little bit. Madison.
Thank you, Kelly. Well, as those temperatures cool down and leaves are changing, the return of fun fall activities is here. A trip to the pumpkin patch is just one of those many ways to start. Yesterday, Hillview Stables in London held a special needs day for only special needs families. WYMT's Lacey Roberts was there and has more.
Slides, hay rides, and a petting zoo are just a few of the things you can find here at Hillview Stables. But it is all about them.
Hello. Whose long days go by.
I couldn't imagine doing anything else, really.
Rick Gregory, owner of Hillview Stables, has owned this farm since 1987 and says a day like this was something he just knew he had to do.
We had a lot of phone calls, several phone calls of people saying, okay, I have a child with autism. You know, they love the animals, but they don't want to be around 1,000 people.
A day where they do not have to compete with children who may be stronger or bigger than them, but just have fun.
Days like this, we can come and do this, makes this job just all the worthwhile and so special.
Not only were several schools involved, but an adult daycare too.
Hey, I'm Chris, and I'm so glad that we all have this good field trip. I hope to plan it again soon.
Reminding us all that no matter our age or how different we may be,
special needs kids are just like any other kids we have. You have to just treat them as you would any other kid, any other student in the classroom.
At the end of the day, we all just want to feel special, smile, and enjoy life to the fullest. At Hillview Stables in London, Lacey Roberts, WYMT Mountain News.
This is the second year for the event, and they open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. on weekends for the public. Well, Harlan County turned 200 this year, and this weekend there will be an event celebrating that. Local musicians will be performing. That's including the Cudzo Killers and a KISS tribute band called Dress to Kill. They will also have a full pyrotechnic display. A parade will start at 2 p.m. Saturday. And Jordan Smith, the Harlan County native and winner of The Voice, will also be performing. And on top of it all, they're preparing a cake that will feed 600 people.
But we have so much history and we have so much colorful things to celebrate that we've just been so excited about this year, and we invite everyone to come out and enjoy themselves this weekend.
And capping off the night Saturday will be a fireworks display. And the largest newspaper here in Kentucky is cutting back. The Lexington Herald-Leader announced it will stop printing a paper on Saturdays, though it will continue to publish an online edition. The move begins at the beginning of the year, and leaders with the paper will instead deliver expanded editions Fridays and Sundays, and writers will still post breaking news Saturdays on their website. UK Associate Professor Keiki Urch says this likely will save the paper money.
But we do know that the physical act of four-color printing a newspaper and the expertise you need from the press operators and so forth is a very, very expensive entity. And so if they needed to make a big cut, cutting one day might really help.
The move is similar to what other papers are doing, and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette dropped last year from 7 days a week to 5. And this week is Fire Prevention Week, and fire departments encourage people to be aware of possible dangers in their home to help avoid the worst from happening. I talked with officials to learn more. When you walk into your home, you probably do not think about the dangers inside of it.
It's an opportunity for us to reach out to the community, visit schools and other organizations to keep them up to date on the safety practices that they should be looking out for.
The National Fire Prevention Week is a good reminder to help prevent the unexpected from happening.
Economically for them, it can be a huge burden to lose their home. Also, it's devastating emotionally.
Hazard Fire Department is helping prevent those types of situations, giving out smoke detectors.
The only catch is that we do get to install those for you. They are free of charge. The installation is free of charge.
And if you still need one, you're in luck.
We've given out between 700 and 800, and we've probably got a couple of hundred left that we're looking to give away.
Tim Caldwell, Hazard Deputy Fire Chief, says to keep your eye on several other things, including checking your heating and cooling system, making sure you have a fire extinguisher in your home, and never leave your stove while cooking.
If your clothes catch on fire, obviously they'll stop, drop, and roll. Just little things like that we've heard over the years, but we want to reinforce.
All with the focus of prevention making the difference. Many local fire departments will give and install fire detectors in your home for free. And if you're interested, you can call them or your local volunteer department. Well, despite rain earlier this week, a burn ban remains in place for the Daniel Boone National Forest. Forestry officials say due to the fire concern, there is only one area in the Red River Gorge allowing campfires. It's at the Coomer Ridge Campground. And right now, officials say the land's capacity is filling up. They say while campfires aren't allowed in other areas, campers can still use lanterns and camp stoves. And a Black Lung Memorial is coming to Eastern Kentucky. It will be at Riverside Park in Whitesburg. Sunday, the Black Lung Association of Southeastern Kentucky will dedicate a headstone to honor miners who have died from the disease in Letcher and surrounding counties. The association has been calling attention to a government trust fund that provides thousands of sickened miners or their surviving dependents with benefits. And health officials in Kentucky are continuing to track vaping-related illnesses as numbers climb across the United States. So far, 24 vaping-related deaths have been reported in 20 states, and almost 1,100 people have confirmed vaping-related illnesses, according to CBS News. Chelsea Jones talked to the state health commissioner about the impact on Kentuckians.
If you think vaping is a safe way to smoke, research is showing you could be wrong.
Vaping is newer and it hasn't been studied, and we don't know what the long-term effects are.
But researchers are seeing an increase in severe lung injury among those who use vaping devices.
Many have required supplemental oxygenation or have been in an intensive care unit.
The Centers for Disease Control reports there's been 1,080 confirmed or probable cases. So far, 18 people have died. The Kentucky Department for Public Health is joining other states and gathering information to help researchers find answers.
Health officials say it's not just the nicotine causing the problem, but the other ingredients.
What you get is the liquid that is stored, but once you put in the e-cigarette, you heat it up. And when you heat up the chemicals, they change.
There's been reports of formaldehyde, acetone, and other chemicals inside these devices.
You have all sorts of customizations that you can use to get a different kind of hit, to get a different type of aerosol being released. So it's not only just a product, it's a culture.
Especially among young people, some vaping liquids coming in enticing flavors like chocolate kiss and apple juice. As cases of severe lung injury continue to rise, officials are urging people to put the vaping devices down. In Frankfort, Chelsea Jones.
Well, yesterday we learned the funeral arrangements for a beloved Hyden city worker. Delbert Curley Whitehead died Monday in a crash. He worked more than 3 decades for the city. His visitation is tonight beginning at 6. Whitehead's funeral is tomorrow beginning at 1. And all services will be held at the Stinnett Pentecostal Church. Walker Funeral Home is handling his arrangements. And yesterday, a community said goodbye to a teenager who died in an accident last week. School officials say 17-year-old Fisher Barton died Friday. Barton was well known in his tight-knit community for being involved in lots of hobbies and jobs. His funeral was yesterday at Cox & Sons Funeral Home in Jellicoe, Tennessee.
Overall, it is a quiet start to our Thursday, but we do have a little bit of fog settling into the mountains this morning. Check it out on the visibility map. A little bit reduced up towards Ashland, then down into the Cumberland Valley. We're seeing less than 1 mile in a lot of locations, so that fog is patchy, but it could be thick at times. So just be very careful and take it easy on the roads this morning. Temperatures, we are in the 50s for the most part, so you're going to want to grab a jacket as you step out for your Thursday. Temperatures feeling a lot definitely like a fall morning. And heading into this afternoon, temperatures may be a little bit above where we should be this time of year, but it will still be a very beautiful day here in the mountains. Sunny with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. I will let you know what to expect heading into the weekend here in just a little bit.
Thank you, Kelly, and thank you for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. One father in Cincinnati is gearing up to ride his bike more than 200 miles across the state of Ohio, hoping to raise money for his daughter's rare skin disease.